So I am back in China, Shenzhen, China, and my VPN is not working really, and it hasn't been for any of my friends that live here either. So I'm a little disconnected from YouTube and the outside world in that sense. It kind of works, but it's like super slow. But yeah, I guess in a way maybe it's a good thing because I've kind of been very in my head, sort of. Basically, my previous videos that I last uploaded as of today, which is April, I don't know, April something. Basically, I'm like a few days behind from uploading to like real time. But the last two that I uploaded as of now, which are my two first Malaysia vlogs, have been doing really well, and it's great. I mean, I feel amazing about that I've been getting some traction, but at the same time, it kind of like raises the stakes. It's kind of like, I feel like it's like walking into a classroom to do a presentation, and like at first, like you're told it's like, oh, it's gonna be five other students, and then you walk in and it's like a classroom of 50, and like the principal's there, and like all your teachers are there. I don't know, something like that, where it's like there's more eyes, and like it makes you feel a little more conscious of like of the stakes, and it kind of makes you like worry a little more about wanting to attach to that success and like not lose that traction, not lose that momentum, not lose the eyes on you. And it's like a very natural thing to fall into, but it's definitely something I don't want to fall into. I want to keep things enjoyable and not reach a point where I'm stressing about making videos or stressing about like, or chasing outcomes. I don't want to chase an outcome. I don't want to chase like views and subscribers and this and that. I just want to, I guess, I guess I just need to stay grounded in what I want, which is to make an impact, show the world, connect with people, and it's a lot harder said than no, it's a lot easier said than done, but it's definitely something that I'm going to be focusing on for the coming days, or weeks, or months, who knows, years maybe. I'm crashing at my friend's place. This painting is one that we used to have, because we used to live together back when I taught in China too. And this painting is a classic right here. We had it at the entrance to our, to our house, and it lives on in his apartment now. I think the thing is like when you get like a video that starts going viral, or I mean, it's all subjective, obviously. Like for most people, me getting 1,000 views wouldn't be viral, but for me it is, because it's like, I mean, it's subjective. It's all personal points of reference, and I mean, the most I've gotten on anything was like 500, and that was over like a few weeks. But there's a video right now that I got like 900 in just a couple days. So it's big. I mean, it's a big moment. And, you know, it's hard not to. It's exciting, but it can also be stressful, like I had said. But I'm kind of thinking I should just treat like my first 100 vlogs, I mean, or just as long as I want, really. Just as like practice, like just focus on little aspects, focus on really key, focus on actions I can take to improve each vlog, rather than thinking like, oh, like I need to be successful, like I need to put out a viral video, I need to do something really cool, really interesting, blah blah. Like just focus on just, because there's a lot of aspects to vlogging. And especially for me, because I never expected to vlog, and it was something that my girlfriend encouraged me to try, and I had so much resistance to try for a long time. But, you know, I realized I really liked it, and it actually helped me to do a lot of the things that I'm normally more anxious or scared to do, like drawing a lot of attention when I'm walking around in public with a camera, or like social anxiety, like being afraid to talk to people. Like in very strange ways, vlogging has helped me really push my comfort zone. And I mean, it's only been like a month and like a couple of weeks, I think, or a week since I started vlogging. But yeah, I think if I just focus, like really focus in on like little details, and like with vlogging, there's like a lot of different areas. There's like improving with social skills, improving with not being afraid to like, I don't know, like shots, like cinematography, not being afraid to just like really be confident and just like put myself out there. A lot of times like I hold my camera like kind of close, but obviously it captures more when it's farther out. It's also a little draining on the shoulder though. But there's a lot of aspects, and then editing. I don't want to get too into effects. I want to keep things pretty raw, pretty honest, authentic. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, and I want to build up all those skills. And I think in order to do that, I need to focus on small actions, day to day, vlog to vlog, and not get so caught up in the glitter of the gold, you could say, maybe. Not get so caught up in the rat race, the chase for views, subscribers, all those metrics, analytics metrics. And in a way, maybe it'll help that I don't have access to my YouTube studio, really. It basically means like I won't be able to spend a lot of, I don't know, maybe an hour a day or many minutes a day, like hyper focusing on all that shit. And it can help me to just kind of just go about my day and not focus so much on results and performance and stuff like that. In a way, China is kind of like the Raidboss for the socially anxious, because there's just so many people, and also like culturally, like a lot of people stare, and it's like kind of not seen as like a staring isn't like perceived the same way as it is like in the US. Like it's not rude to stare. Like a lot of people are like, if they're curious about you, like they'll look. And I think it's also like there's just so many fucking people that like you can't really control what people do. Like if they want to stare, like you can't stop every single, like probably 50% of the people, if I walk down a busy street and I have my vlog stick out and I'm filming, probably a good 50% are going to be looking at me. And so, I mean, even if it bothers you, it's not like you can be like yelling constantly at everyone like stop staring, stop staring. You kind of just have to like accept it. And I mean, at the same time, like it's not like it's not because they're like judging you or like discriminating against you. Like it's a curiosity thing. China is a very homogenous country. They very rarely see foreigners, and in the big cities like Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, definitely more foreigners. But I mean, these cities are massive. Shenzhen has a metro system where you can basically like go in any direction for like an hour, hour and a half just to get to the end of one line, and there's like 15 metro lines. So these cities are humongous, like actually very hard to even compare. Like I'm from Los Angeles, and it's just mind-boggling how big these cities are. And just the sheer amount of people and the density. But basically, people are gonna stare, and they're just curious because they don't see people like me or foreigners very often. It was really hard to vlog at all with people around. Like I was in very secluded areas, and so I think my challenge for myself today is gonna be to vlog in areas that are a little more fuck. To vlog in areas that are a little more dense. Another thing about China is there's constantly construction, so we'll probably see a lot of that too. And I noticed yesterday that I definitely felt more comfortable than the last time I was here about a month and a half ago. So I'm feeling hopeful. I'm definitely improving. But I realized there's nothing wrong with working my way up. Like, I started at the rooftop, no one's there, easy to vlog. Now I'm walking through the community, a little harder, but it's still feeling pretty easy. Now I'm about to walk into public. It's definitely gonna feel harder. And at some point, what really makes me anxious is the idea of pulling out my vlog stick, because that's when you really start catching eyes and attention. But it's already begun. But I'll just ease my way into it, you know? I love South Korea. So Shenzhen is one of the cities in China that just exploded just absolutely at an insane rate. One of the fastest growing cities. I think in like 40 years it went from being just like a small fishing village to like a city of something like 24 million or something. And so these paintings back here depict like fishermen, and I think from what I recall it's to pay homage to the origins of the city. And so in a hood you might need to check in with the gang leader, the boss man. But here in China I have to check in with the government. So I'm about to go register my existence here at my friend's residence. Oh man, so much hassle. I was told that I literally need like a copy of my friend's housing contract in order to like check in. It's just so much bureaucracy here, I guess you could say. This is 肉吗？香肉。香肉。啊。是烧鹅还是烧肉？ I still feel a little weird about filming like vendors and stuff, unless it's like a marketplace, I guess. Like I don't want to walk up and just like have a camera in their face. But I think without the vlog stick, maybe I'll just record myself. But I definitely want to practice a lot more of my Mandarin while I'm here, and just as a way of pushing through social anxiety too. 这个是多少钱？7块啊。都是鸡肉吗？这个是鸡蛋。鸡蛋啊。这个有肉吗？没有。啊，没有啊。一样一个。这家。啊。好，我进来一个鸡肉的。鸡蛋的要不要？鸡蛋要。我買嗰啲細唔使力，我啲頭先。Sometimes I'll do a lot of stealth vlogging. I'm kind of just walking and letting the camera roll, which kind of does the job, but it'd probably be better cinematography if I just filmed while walking. But it's a little cumbersome because I use my phone, and with the vlog stick's pretty big. And whenever I need to pay for stuff, I need to use WeChat. Everything's like digital here for payments. You can use cash, and most places will accept cash, but it's definitely a little more rare. There's a kid staring at me. It's a little more rare to use cash, and most people, it's kind of just like this ancient thing that no one's really using anymore, which is fascinating. But yeah, it's just a little cumbersome, but I think maybe that's another intention I'll set, to try and just be the dumb tourist. So just be the tourist, like just not be afraid to just like film things and like be enthusiastic about things that are just very ordinary, and for the people here probably just super mundane, like just a random store with vegetables, you know? But I think for now I'll just chill here at the local metro stop and eat my something bing, I forget what they're called. These like hand wraps, really good. It's like chicken, egg, lettuce, cheese maybe, tomato. I think I ordered it improperly, but I lied a little. This one is just ham and some sauce and egg. The other one's like chicken, lettuce, and some sauce. I asked her if this one had meat though, and it seems to clearly have ham or something. But the thought of it makes me quite anxious, but I'm tempted to walk down this street that I'm next to right now, and I don't know whether to pull out the stick or maybe just use my phone. But there's some fruit stands that I actually do want to buy some jackfruit off of. I think I'm gonna practice what I preach and keep it simple, ease my way into it, won't pull out the stick, and I'll just look a little less discreet. Actually, I don't even have to say anything. I think it's easier when I say things because I focus less on what's going on around me. But I can also just practice like filming without talking, which is something that like I've done in the past, but it's typically with my stick. I mean, this alone is already huge progress for me. I remember being super scared. I almost got hit by a bike. I remember being super worried and super nervous and anxious about talking. Just like this, just holding out my camera. And there's a lot of people around me. In the past, that was something I could only do when there was like no one around. So I've definitely made some progress in that sense. And I think the other thing is like, I tend to like base whether my vlog is good or not based on like outcomes, like how much I pushed my comfort zone and stuff, which is like a good goal, but it's not a good way of like identifying like oh, I'm successful if I do this. Like there are gonna be days where it's a lot harder and like I fail to like do the things I intend to do, and if I just set these really high expectations, I'm just gonna feel worse and more demoralized. 你好，这是菠萝蜜是吧？多少钱？20。好，请来一个。I feel like jackfruit is something that I don't ever think I ate it or really even heard about it in the US. Maybe the name, but I definitely had never seen it. And it's actually so good. It kind of tastes like, to me, kind of like Starbursts. And maybe Starbursts are based on jackfruit, the yellow ones. But I think those are pineapple. But in Chinese, it's a similar name. Pineapple is 菠萝, and then jackfruit is 菠萝蜜. So maybe they're related. Dang. Definitely have come a long way in my comfortability vlogging. A lot of people staring, but there's no need to focus on that. And it's better to just focus on myself and the content, I suppose. I think I'm gonna take it a little easier today. I'm definitely not feeling as good as I normally do. And I think there's no harm in just taking some rest and just relaxing. Maybe I'll end up vlogging more, who knows, but I think for now I'll pause and enjoy my jackfruit. The other thing too, last thing, is that I don't actually need to vlog to improve my vlogging skills. Like a huge part of vlogging is being comfortable in like very strange or like nerve-wracking or anxiety-inducing social situations. So I think what I'll do maybe to lighten the load a bit is also just push myself to push my comfort zone and like engage in a lot of social interactions even without vlogging, so that way when I'm actually vlogging it, it would feel a lot easier to do and I'll have built up that endurance, so to speak.